Sorry. Okay. All right.
Okay, so we're live with Beaver Pumper Podcast 12 with the Grippler, Ian Carnegie, and he's just pulling out the house. He's got down in the lobby, and he's all ready for the show. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get set up, get the comments up, wait for some people to connect, and we'll get going.
I got my summer hairdo on today. I got the French arm wrestling king hat here, but nice weather. Plus 18 here in Astorville today. Went for a good walk with JoJo, and that was a beautiful night.
Oh yeah,
Night off.
It's gorgeous.
Night off the weights tonight, and the king is he has his balls out. And, yeah.
Good. Okay, so we're in here now. Okay, so there we go. Oh, look at that. Brendan's already on. Anthony. Hey, guys. Nice to see you.
This is for you, Brendan. My left's still sore from you pulling me up there, but maybe.
Okay, so it did look like he ended up getting dropped off. So he just pulled in, and I'm thinking he may have just gotten on Wi-Fi. So
cool.
Good. So that means he's back. So he's gonna be on in a few minutes. Send him a little message, let him know that he can just click the link again.
I just wanted to tell you all these guys, the French Arm Wrestling King will be doing a super match this fall. We're looking for an opponent. We have 3-4 men that are willing to pull the king. And this fall, it will be a super match. And the king will be ready. The king is going to be ready.
Oh, yeah. Look at those arms. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be going to Toronto in 2 weeks. I'm going to go to the tournament and see how I do in the amateur division. And still not down under 240. So I'm going to be pulling in the big old heavyweights there, the super heavyweight. And I'm a noob, so I expect to get my butt handed to me and learn something. So I'm pretty excited about that. And so there we go.
Your neck is getting big, though.
Your neck's getting big there. I'm doing lots of work, bud. Lots of work. I'm looking to get all my muscles back. Like my arms are getting pretty decent now.
Yeah.
Feeling strong again.
Right on.
There we go. So Ian's up. Wait for his camera.
The Grippler.
The Grippler. Oh, don't hear him yet.
So last week's show was really good with the Wall 502 winner.
Oh yeah.
Angie Rose last week was amazing.
Oh, that was a fun show. Yeah. There we go. Looks like he's reconnected. Oh, I see him now. Perfect.
All right.
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
I'm all right. Just in my office.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
What's going on, boys?
Oh, we're just talking about some upcoming stuff. Dave's planning a super match this fall, and I'm going to Toronto to go enter in the amateurs, get my butt whooped because I'm still a super heavyweight. So, yeah.
Well, join the club. We all been there.
Oh yeah. I want to learn a few things.
When I first got into arm wrestling in Ontario, my classes normally had Rick Hardebreck, Mike Gould, Earl Wilson, Mike Bossy, Rob Graham, Joe Gould. So I took years and years of ass whippings.
Oh yeah! Wow. Craziness.
And like honestly, some of us were like some of the new guys were just like, are we ever going to get over this hump? Because they were so established.
Yeah.
Oh,
but that's what you do, right? You keep with it, and you put in the hard work, and you get training with a good club, and and you don't cheat yourself, and then you get where you need to be.
Yeah. So I'm in the 248 right now. So I gotta I don't know. I've got a little bit to cut to get down to the next bracket, and I don't think I'll be able to cut that fast and still maintain strength. So I just did a big cut. I was at 313 pounds in December. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that's wow. Good for you.
yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
Losing weight and keeping strong has always been my Achilles heel. Like every time I start losing weight, I'm like, oh, I look good and I feel good, but you know, I go to an event and I'll take some losses, and then I get all into my head, and I'm like, oh, I can't be weak, and
Yeah.
so I gain the weight back and stuff like that. So it's something that
Mm-hmm.
I'm really gonna going forward in my professional career is something I need to really iron out is,
Well, yeah.
how can I be as fit as possible and as strong as possible?
Well, yeah. Nutrition is a big thing, and that's something that we like to discuss too. Is trying to like I know personally I'm doing something a little controversial, but it seems to be working well. But I mean I got rid of diabetes, got rid of sleep apnea, got rid of high blood pressure, and I'm feeling great. And all I'm eating is pretty much steak and like eggs, salmon, and that's it. Like no vegetables, no
No vet,
fruits,
no.
no carbs whatsoever. Just completely that and water and feeling great. Like I feel strong and my recovery is better than it's been. I can't even remember the last time my recovery was this good. And diabetes, I was given like full blown diabetes in December, and I was in the middle of normal when I got my blood work checked the start of May. So I was pretty stoked. My blood pressure went from like 175 over 110 down to like 119 over 65. Like perfect blood
Wow.
pressure. And like I'm good. I got energy. I mean, like I'm running. Everything else, like for all my inflammation markers were like rock bottom. So it's
Wow, good
working,
for
man.
you.
Thanks.
I mean, I don't have diabetes. My blood work came out okay.
Good.
I don't have high blood. I don't know why I should have high blood pressure. I don't, but I do have apnea, and I wouldn't mind
Oh
getting
yeah.
rid of that.
Yeah.
But so we'll talk offline, and maybe you
Yeah.
can give me some tips, and I'll see what you're
Absolutely.
doing. That
Yeah. I
sounds
mean,
like a lot.
there's a
Oh,
few
high weight
months of
loss.
adjustments there, but I've got a lot of information. Literally, like I've got like 3 doctors that I'm following with all this stuff, and like the one guy, he's 50 years old, Sean Baker. He's like literally breaking world records right now at
Jeez.
50, breaking world records. The guy's a monster. There's people now doing like there's a runner that like ultra marathons, like 100, 200 miles, breaking world records for endurance, and he's carnivore as well. So it's kind of neat. It's just interesting. I mean, like I'm keeping an eye out on my health and stuff. I want to make sure that there's no issues, like because your cholesterol will generally go up a little bit, but if you don't have any insulin spikes and you don't have the carbs, it doesn't cause plaquing, and that's where the dangers are. So it's related, but there's no real studies where they don't have those other things there. And a lot of vegetables, well, most vegetables and fruits all contain sugars, which will spike insulin level, right? Plants literally
Okay.
live off sugar. So, and plants are the only thing that really provide sugar. So it's a
Okay.
pretty interesting
Well,
thing. A lot of
we'll talk
science.
offline about it. I'm interested.
Yeah, man. Cool.
Okay.
Wicked. So yeah,
So
let's.
Beaver Pumper, how'd you like the bottom eight there, buds?
Bottom eight was amazing.
I was there.
Yeah, I shook your
Yeah, you
hand
put
and
on a good
and
show.
yeah, I really worked out hard and I really enjoyed the whole experience with Devin and the 7 guys in it and meeting all you guys. Even the referee was a pretty cool guy. The Hitman
Yeah, he's all
Ford,
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
and, and I shook your
yeah,
hand there. You're a big
they're all my
boy.
buddies, eh?
Yeah. They're good guys. Yeah.
Sorry to hear about your friend there. That's
Oh, looks like he may have cut out.
Oh,
you know.
Oh, there he is.
And
your friend? What's that?
did you hear what I said, guys? Oh,
No.
Oh, he ended up cutting out for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I said I wanted to say, your friend there, kind of shitty situation where he ended up. It's too bad because he was real generous and nice guy, and I just hope it doesn't deter him from being in the sport
Right.
and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we
Well, we'll
know
keep
that
in contact with him. Me and Jojo keep in contact with him once a week. His healing process is going really good, and he's starting to
Oh,
lift
cool.
small objects with his arm. But he wants to arm wrestle again, and he's a good guy. And thanks for caring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So
Is he still
let's
there?
see here. I'm gonna get on with some questions here.
Where's-
Oh, I think he's cutting out a little bit again.
Shoot, you're okay. I got full reception on my side. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, things. It just seems like the little bit of glitching with the audio and stuff. Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes
It
just
does sound.
internet acting up, things like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing happens. Actually, it tends to happen often enough, I find. But so let's get going about Wall 502. We know you were there. I've seen you rubbing down some arms and giving some advice, and that was pretty awesome. So yeah, when you talk about
Oh, did you see the card?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're an arm
yeah,
wrestling, you can afford
oh yeah,
go. That card with Canadians on there. Um, you know, two two guys like really close with, and I'm building with people, and one guy, Brendan's very best all time. If you really think about his potential,
yeah,
to if you listen to, they all got lots of advice, and I hope he path and some things, good advice given to you, but and I think with the things that I was like the advice
yeah,
that I was giving to him, hindsight, he knows everything, and he's learning and he's continuing to. His opponent, CJ, he's the nature
oh yeah,
himself,
strong,
and if I had to give this, I'd give the exact or a real nice feeder system for the pros. Look at this next year; it'll be next, I'm sure.
yeah,
And then I did the corner of Ryan Espy, and you know Ryan Espy is so good. Ryan Espy is a super intelligent arm wrestler, super strong.
yeah,
He had the unfortunate thing is he just hadn't arm wrestled right-handed in a long time at any kind of really high caliber. And he went over to
yeah,
the Moldova thing and did awesome with his left hand. And then the right hand. This is a right-handed league. Unfortunately, he's
yeah,
left dominant, but his right is stellar. And you know, for his first match to be arguably the strongest guy in the league, it's a bit much to
yeah,
ask. And I'll tell you, he stopped
oh yeah,
every match. Every match was a war. He
yeah,
just was in an awkward position, and his big body and the little pad it
oh
was
yeah,
that he just ran out of room to do anything with his adjustments.
oh yeah,
If he was a little stronger at center and was able to maybe push Jerry off center, and like it's all good in hindsight. When you watch the video, you're
yeah,
like, oh, he could have did this and that and the other thing. But when things are
yeah.
happening, my job was
It's
to
happening quick.
just, I didn't want to fill him up with too much. I know that he had a game plan. We actually discussed that game plan before. And ironically, what I was thinking and he was thinking, like I just said, look, I know you got a game plan. Let me just say what I think should happen. And he was like, bang on, brother. He's like, we're on the same page. I'm like, okay, good. The only thing is, maybe if he would have got, say, a few warm-up like matches, like guys like myself or Aiello or Latimer or Nelson or guys at that range, I would say that he's right there, right at the top of that list. And that would have been a little bit more fair for him to get, because the lights, camera, action, it's a big deal, and you have to get used to that sort of life too, right? And I mean, he's been on the big stage and everything, but I feel like he should have got maybe that tier below the very best, just for one or two matches.
Yeah, it's a couple
and
matches.
Then take on a Jerry Paderette. That's
something to build up to. Yeah,
and
like Jerry's style too, where he's just read in with the shoulder commitment instantly, and he's that's a lot of power.
And it's a psychological thing too, right? Like Jerry is one of the only arm wrestlers in our league where you have to think, man, this dude could hurt me. Like, do you know what I mean? He could hurt me. I'm not afraid of anyone else, but if I had the arm wrestle Jerry, and I mean, if my number's called, I'm taking the match. I'm a professional. I have to do it, right?
Yeah.
But that's a match where you're not missing any practices. You're getting as strong as you can. You are finding out all of Jerry Weekly, all the success that's ever happened against Jerry, and you're learning everything, and you're picking the brains of people who have beaten him in the past, and you're hoping that you can train your abilities to mimic that. Because if you don't, and you're slow, or your heart isn't committed, that's where you're going to get hurt, right? You need it's like the killer instinct, the warrior spirit, right? If you don't go in with everything and you go half-assed, that man can hurt you. And I'm just saying, like, it would have been nice if Ryan would have had a couple of matches before he had to take on the big monster. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
that's my opinion.
For sure. Totally agreed, man. So we got some questions here. So I'm gonna be popping into we got a question about who do you think would win right now with Jerry and Todd Hutchings? Todd's strong. He's proved it with this last fight. But Jerry.
Well, I'll tell you who wouldn't be. I'll tell you who wouldn't be afraid of him is Todd Hutchings won't be afraid, and Todd Hutchings will probably understand that he's got to fight the match at sea. It's something that I think with Jerry. If you watch Devin's match with Jerry, that first match kind of is the blueprint, isn't it? He took everything from Jerry at center and kept his hand on the outside of his shoulder.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if Jerry's
locked him from his power,
if Jerry's on the inside of his shoulder, good night Irene for most people, right? Like now, how do I see that match going? I have no clue. I think side pressure, this is going to, I mean, I'll probably get kicked in the mouth for this, but I think side pressure, I think Todd's stronger.
Yeah.
But Jerry, you got to look at more than just side pressure, Jerry. You got down pressure, you got that hit. Jerry's got a ton, like he doesn't care. They're both the same kind of in that psychopathic, like I will throw my arm in the middle of a bus, like it does, you know what I mean? Like they don't care what happens to their arm. They're banking on that they're stronger.
Yeah.
And usually they're right. Like what Todd did to Matt, and I'll tell you something. I pulled with Maddie in the after practice.
Yeah.
And I have never found an like stronger. So, could you imagine what that man on Todd had his hand? He have hand control in every match. Maddie just didn't have the arm. He didn't have the arm that Todd Hutchings has. And to me, it was like it really didn't even like that. Other than that one match where I think he did Maddie did get a pin, but they didn't call it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh
know,
yeah.
it was real arguable. I'd like to see more angles from it, but from my perspective, it looked like a pin. But I mean,
Yeah.
I'm biased, right? Like I love both arm wrestlers, of course, but when
Yeah.
you're down there to see the Canadians do well, and I'm Canadian, right? But I mean, I love
Yeah.
all arm wrestlers, and I'm real close with a lot of American dudes too. But like Maddie's been on this surge, right? Like ever since
Yeah.
those wars he's been having with Devin, and like when Devin said last year when he was like, this could really be one more year, and then he like Maddie takes the crown. I believe
Yeah.
he meant that. I mean, it's not like Devin's going to give it to him, but I believe in Devin's heart he was like, man, this guy's an animal, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to see Todd Hutchings do to Maddie what if I had the money, say I was a
Mm-hmm.
rich guy, and I had $100,000 to bet on that match, I would be $100,000 like bankrupt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have lost all that money because I just didn't see how anyone could stop Maddie's hit, like with all that hand control. Like what Todd is doing is unprecedented. I've never seen
Yeah.
anybody with like that whatever that hell that is. Like what he did was just unbelievable. And Maddie shouldn't have like
Won't you cut out again, bud?
an elite level. I mean, if would that still be the same if Maddie was just 10-15% stronger in his arm? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
To Devin, if his arm is 10-15% stronger.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, the
That's
hardest thing to build in arm wrestling is the hand and wrist. He has an elite. The easiest thing to gain is strength. Okay, so a guy like me, it's the reverse. I can get really work on my hand and wrist. He's the opposite. He's got that iron hand and wrist, and he's just got to build strength. Now, if he knows that and he believes it, holy crap! Could you imagine a 15 to 10% stronger Maddie? He's one of the
that'd be
best in the world. He's
crazy.
one of the best in the world right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I hope nobody looks at Maddie like, oh, he lost to Todd Hutchings. Are you kidding me? Todd Hutchings was heavier than Maddie, and he was
Yeah.
built like he looked like a pit bull. Like he
Yeah.
literally, like his arms were so solid. You touch him, it's like hitting a wall. Like it's just everywhere. His
Jeez.
earlobes had muscles. Like it was if
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Nuts. Oh
Like
yeah. He's transforming. It's crazy.
Paul Lynn was phenomenal. Like the
Yeah.
whole card, the girls were great. Like I love when one girl beats the other and the other one comes back. It's just I love that
Yeah.
big passion. I mean, look at Sam Harris and
Yeah.
Jeff Hale. That was
That was.
unbelievable. Have you ever seen a guy get dominated first two rounds like Sam did,
Yeah, and then
and
come
then
back.
change the setup? I believe he was high hooking at first, then
Yeah.
he did I think he kept his high post with a low hand, and it
Yeah.
changed everything. It
Yeah.
changed because Jeff
Because
couldn't
he
even
couldn't
settle
get
his elbow down.
comfortable, and he was arguing. Couldn't get comfortable. It
He
was
couldn't
like I'm
get
being
comfortable,
lifted.
and his elbow kept floating because he was trying to match that height, that in
Yeah.
that nice post. And Sam's like an arm wrestling ninja. When I saw him at the UAL up here in Toronto, I told him, I took him on the side out in the hallway, and I said, "Man, you know what? You're like an arm wrestling ninja." I'm like, "You keep it
Yeah.
up, you could be one of the best in the world." And like
Yeah.
he looks like that guy just wakes up. Like he's so mellow, so chill, and he just kicks everybody's ass. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's just a superstar in the sport, and he's still a young man. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great to see.
So Beaver Pumper, I got a story for you. You wanted to hear a Mad Dog story, did you?
Yeah. Yes, I
Okay,
do.
so
Yes.
so when I was about 9 years old, we used to do these fairs, and the Grand Prix and all that. And they had the bear. The bear would come out and wrestle guys and throw them around and stuff. And then my uncle Mad Doggy had me come over and touch the bear and everything. It was really cool. And then do you remember the arena in Verdun? They used to. I don't know if it still exists, but there was an arena in Verdun, and there was a big show. And I was sitting with my Uncle Paul, who's the butcher, right?
Yeah, butcher. Yeah.
And I had these suspenders on and stuff. I was sitting on his lap, and Mad Dog's in there, right? And he's getting beat up pretty bad. Everyone's booing him because he's the dog, right? And he's a dirty dog. People are spitting on him, and it's crazy. And I'm crying, right? And my uncle cut the upper part of his eye, so there's blood all over his face, right? My Uncle Paul looks at me. He's like, "Okay, I want to tell you something, but you can never talk about it." He's like, "That's just ketchup. It's not." I'm like, "Okay." So now I'm just having a good time. I was so upset that I tried to and to get into the ring, and Paul has me up in the air by my suspenders. Someone took a picture of that and put it in Wrestling Magazine.
Wow.
A picture of me trying to go
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so he's just sitting there holding me up in the air. He sits me down. He tries to calm me out. And then the match is over. I think he won. What sometimes when the wrestler gets beat up for 90% of the match, but he capitalizes on something, falls on top of the guy, and wins, right? So the local hero becomes the hero, and everyone's happy. So we get back to the farm, which was in the Eastern Townships, not too far from Mansonville. It's a little town called Duncan. And we're there, and I'm waiting for my uncle, and he comes onto the porch, and his eye is swollen up. It was a real cut, right? And then I look at my other uncle. I look at him. He's like, ketchup.
Wow.
He's stuck with the story, right? He's stuck with the story. I'm like, okay, that's a real cut there.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
so that was one of the. See, these got my wife with me. That's beaver testicles right there. Right?
Yeah.
They're frozen because they're stinking too much. So they're frozen. So they're frozen. Yeah.
They're a little
Anyways,
glossy.
in 1972, my uncle Adler brought me to the
that.
Osterville Arena, and we seen like Andre the Giant and Mad Dog Vachon and Gilles de Fish Poisson against Tarzan the Boot Tyler. And there was also like Edouard Carpentier out there that night. And I touched Mad Dog's back like this. So I remember touching his back. And that was a great night in 1972. I was 12 years old.
That they were filming my mother's movie, and I think the giant then. Did you guys get that?
You ended up cutting out for a second.
I missed that little part. The filming.
If you go on YouTube, you can see my mother's movie, right? It's the Wrestling Queen Vivian Vachon.
Yeah, Vivian Vachon. That's your mom, Vivian?
Yeah.
Well, wow. Awesome. That's amazing. Yeah. I just seen a show on her. I seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, people. Yeah. Your mom was strong, Queen. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can say that. Yeah. She was legit strong. Yeah, she was the youngest of 13, so she had to fight for everything.
That's your mom. That's amazing. Holy shit.
They grew up on a farm too, so there was chores for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know one of the questions you wanted me to talk about was my upcoming opponents. And not really.
Yeah.
When it comes to the WAL, until it's announced, I can't really talk about it. But I it's someone that I've never beaten before, so it's definitely something I have to take very seriously. But if you want to know what my next event is, it's going to be the Toronto Pro Super Show. It's going to be a nice warm up.
Okay.
And there's going to be some good guys. And anyone watching, if you want a shot at the Grippler, then come to the Toronto Pro Super Show and take your shot.
Maybe you can show me a few things.
Well, sure. Go on the side after the event.
I've never pulled in the tournament before. I've only done half dozen practices kind of deal. You know what I mean? Like I'm a total noob, but yeah, I think it'll be fun to get out and do something.
it's great that you're taking a love and an interest in the sport and doing things like the interest that we have in the sport, and the more we can, get it out in the mainstream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And this has just been a blast. Love the sport and love everybody involved. It's like a big family. It's great.
I mean, I go to California. I get hooked up with Cote there, Raymond Cote. I was there,
Yeah.
free of charge for a week.
Wow.
I go down uh, to Baltimore. I didn't even have to get a hotel. Dave Morocco hooked me up with a place. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, that's
Yeah.
it is a family, and if I can continue to do that, like if I don't have to put out money and travel, and or at least put it as low a cost, I'll go anywhere and practice
yeah.
or pull. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's just can't be taken from too much money from the family. You know what I'm saying? Because
Oh yeah.
Right.
we all
Yeah.
got bills and stuff to pay. But
Oh, I hear you, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good.
So are the
So
Raptors going to win tonight?
fucking hope so. Hey,
Me
like
too.
seriously, come on. They're
Yeah.
about to start here anytime, so we're gonna have to cut this short. But
Yeah. We're good.
yeah. Hey, yeah. It's 8:33, so we're doing good, and I think we really got through pretty much all of our questions and stuff. So we're going to go back to the comments here. I know that Evan's doing the good old call out. What was it that he said?
Don't read
What was
Evan's
it, Brad?
call.
Don't read Evan's call out.
I don't know.
Why are you
Don't.
why are you such a big dumb bitch from Evan? With love, obviously, right?
Oh, bad company. That's why they call him bad company.
Oh yeah.
and
And then
if you guys don't like Big Cookie, you can blame me. I got Evan into the sport, so
oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
that's awesome.
Oh fuck! When Evan first came on the scene and he was coming to events
Yeah.
drunk, and people were, "Why'd you bring this guy into this place?" Swear to God, he was a big guy.
Yeah.
Like, no, seriously, he's only like that when he's drinking. I swear to God, he's a big guy. For 2 years.
Well, we had him on the show twice already, so
Yeah.
You've had him on the show twice?
yeah.
Yeah. We've had him on a few times.
Well,
Then we got
And he
another
told me to
question
fuck
from
off 3 times.
from the Barbarian till Bronze. We got a question from the Barbarian. How is it like training with Ray Belmore?
all right.
Oh.
How's it like training with him?
With Ray Belmore, yeah.
What? Okay, he's gonna. I did that because I can't remember where I trained with him. He's gonna
So
have to remind me.
yeah, it's probably yeah. Hey, it's one of those. I'm guessing.
Does he know where I trained with him?
No. I'm gonna wait for him to respond. I know he's watching right now, and
I can't remember.
Like, how old were you when you started pulling?
Well, okay, so there's kind of a 2-part question, like answer. Always arm wrestled, friends and stuff like that. It was kind of a way for me to show my peers that I'm without hurting them. Okay, I had this gift from when I was young. I was wrestling before I was in elementary, family culture thing, right? With
Right.
So I was amateur, and my arms were always really strong. Like I could throw a baseball like I can't, but when I could whip a baseball or throw a football really far, or hit like a slap or punch or whatever it was.
yeah.
And then with arm wrestling, it was just something that I liked doing. My family used to arm wrestle in the kitchen, and we'd always go up against the cousins and stuff like that.
Yep.
And we'd have to see who was stronger. I remember I was in Pee Wee hockey, and we stacked a bunch of hockey bags up, and I went right through my entire hockey team. It was a rep hockey team too. I was goaltender.
Wow.
Boy, I couldn't catch this goddamn puck after that, but through the whole team. And when I actually started arm wrestling, like, I mean, I won the high school tournament. It was just that sort of that Jerry Caderet style, like, you know. And Devin, he put on an Army arm wrestling tournament, and I won that left and right. And then he asked me to pull, and that's when I realized I know the first thing there was to know about arm wrestling, and my whole world crumbled because he was so much stronger than ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like he was so much stronger than I was that when the phone rang, flip phone days ago, he just takes his call from his wife while he's arm wrestling me. And he's not struggling at all, and that just destroyed my world. Crumbled at that point. I was just like, how can a man be that much stronger than me? Like, you know, doesn't he know like what I'm made of? You know what I mean? Like, doesn't he know like the family lineage of the blood that goes through these veins? And it's just like it didn't matter because he was a cyborg.
Yeah.
So, do you remember like Devin in like from 2005 to like 2010, like Devin was like the Terminator. Like you guys are a bit young, or you know, new.
No, I'm not. I seen it.
Did you? Yeah.
I've recapped over it.
He was just unbelievable. Like it's like, you know, what's more likely? Like, you know, if an engine on a plane, right, cuts out and there's 50 people on the plane and it smashes into a building, what's more likely? That everyone dies on that plane, or that Devin wins the next super match? And I would say Devin winning more.
Yeah, he was really.
You know, because it was just he wasn't losing. He couldn't take. He couldn't even get matches. Like I remember there was a time when he was so good. Neil Pickup was like, he was like, Devin was like, man, I'm inactive. I need a match. And Neil's like, no one wants to pull me.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then he was going to Igor. He's like, can you get someone to pull me? And like, and it was all, well, we'll pull your left hand. We'll pull your left hand or whatever, you know. And he still did very well with his left hand, you know. And I believe he's the first guy ever to win the number one ranking on the right hand.
Both hammers.
Simultaneously.
Yeah. So I got some clarification.
Okay,
about from the Barbarian. So Ray Belmore is from Hamilton, and he was training with you and Rick Hildebrecht.
Oh, okay. Is he one of the tall guys? Is he like?
I don't know.
Yeah. No, there's two tall guys in Hamilton, and these guys are freaks. They're freaks. Like when these guys hit the scene, watch out. They're good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and they're training with me and Rick now. And I've only been there a couple times, so I've only just seen them twice. But they're listening. They're strong. I think both of them are over 6'4" at least.
Wow.
And the muscularity on them. They're if you wanted to build your arm wrestler, that's what they look like. These guys.
Oh wow! Good.
So as long as they stay healthy and they got the fire and they want to pull, so.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting and cool to watch these guys develop.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Cool. So, guys, that was a fun show. So I figure now the Raptors game started.
So can I do? You want me to do the thing?
Yeah. Let's do the thing, buddy.
All right, got to do my arm wrestling king thing for the Grippler. Get your balls in. Balls out. Balls in.
Balls in.
Yeah. I got my balls in. Yeah, I got my balls out. You don't even know what you're talking about.
All right.
Thanks for coming on, brother.
Thank you.
Go Raptors.
Awesome. Go, bud.
Bye.
Have a good one. See you all next week.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time again on the Beaver Pumper. See you, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Bye.